Hi, thank you for watching Digging to China. I'm Dong Sean. If you have not done so already, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. According to the US-based China Beige Book, which claims to have conducted more than 4,300 interviews in China in late April and the month ended in June 15, China's economy did not bounce back in second quarter. Chinese businesses reported a slowdown in the second quarter from the first, reflecting the prolonged impact of zero COVID policy. Shanghai was locked down in April and May. Beijing and other parts of the country has also imposed some level of COVID controls to contain the worst outbreak since early 2020. In late May, Chinese Premier Li Keqiang held an unprecedentedly massive video conference in which he called on officials to work hard for growth in the second quarter and a drop in unemployment. Although most high-profile lockdowns were relaxed in May, but still the June data does not show economy bounce back as most expected. It appears that government stimulus has little or no effect. According to China Beige Book, between the first and the second quarters, hiring declined across all manufacturing sectors except for food and beverage processing. So far, there has been little sign that the stimulus has kicked in, especially in infrastructure. The employment situation likely won't start to improve until China stimulates its economy more in the fall. Except in autos, unsold goods piled up. Orders for domestic consumption and overseas export mostly fell in the second quarter from the first. Orders for textiles and chemicals processing were among the hardest hit. The only standout was IT and consumer electronics. Orders for IT and consumer electronics rise during that time. Orders for export grew in three categories: electronics, automotive, food, and beverage processing. There is total 7 manufacturer categories. The greatest reversal is the service sector. The service sector experienced accelerated growth in the first quarter, but in the second quarter, sales volumes, revenue, profits dropped. Across China, only the property sector and the manufacturing hub of Guangdong saw any year-on-year improvement. According to data from Trading Economics, the recent iron ore price slumped. 1 metric ton of iron ore is now $116, down from $160 in March, more than a 25% down. It indicates that demand for this key ingredient in steel making is slipping as well. China is the world's largest steel producer and buys the most iron ore. In 2020, China produced 57% of all steel in the world, 1.1 billion tons. No other country came close. Price drops strongly suggest that China isn't buying as much iron ore as it normally does. Steel production has been a key measurement of China's economy. Steel has long been the lifeblood of China's economy. The huge real estate construction that has happened over the past 2 decades required steel for building skyscrapers, factories, warehouses. Steel has also been needed in the huge manufacturing industry that rely on orders from all over the world. If the price of iron ore remains soft or even falls further, then it's a clear sign that China isn't planning on its usual output of steel. When steel production falls, China's economy stalls. We saw this back in mid-2015 when the steel output dropped for the first time in more than 3 decades. The resulting fallout came in August when the Chinese stock market took a tumble and shook other security markets around the globe. If the lockdown cities are now getting back to work, then why aren't we seeing signs of an industrial resurgence? So far, that's not clear. If things were getting back to any form of normal, then we should see demand for iron ore creep up and the price of the mineral should rally. To look at China from a bit longer perspective, heavy debt is a looming crisis in shaping. China is carrying a staggering load of debt. The Bank of International Settlements estimate that the country's debt was equal to about 290% of the gross domestic product in late 2020. And there has been subsequently been a rapid accumulation of indebtedness during the pandemic. When adding the so-called hidden debt and the deflating GDP to minimize the effect of inflated official reporting, China's debt ratio is now around 350%. This level of debt is distorting the economy, especially the crucial property sector, which accounts for about 30% of GDP. Home prices are declining countrywide, but more worryingly, sales volumes are plunging. Home sales fell more than 34% the first 5 months of this year compared with the same period last year. Property developers are defaulting one after another. One of them, the Evergrande Group, is struggling under $305 billion in obligations. Beijing cannot expect others to come to the rescue by buying Chinese products, as they did in 2020. The major export markets are heading into recession or worse. If you want to invest in Chinese stocks or those listed in Hong Kong, I suggest you wait for a while. Wait until there is evidence of a real recovery. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. Just click the subscribe button right here. I'll see you again shortly. Until then, be well.